still out here at the Dahlfeld Show Ring at the Muscatine County Fairgrounds in West Liberty. Chris Anderson, Toby Lehman, bringing you more pigs than you could possibly know what to do with. Does
Exactly.
that sound about right?
That sounds perfect.
We were here earlier this morning.
Yep.
Got through a whole kit and caboodle of them, so to speak.
Yep.
And now we're in the market gilt.
Yep.
And then, quick before we forget, folks, tonight, donkey races. Donkey races. Get out here.
Yep.
There's going to be an absolute blast. The weather couldn't be more beautiful.
Oh, gosh, no.
And the fair's packed.
Yep.
Everybody's smiling. Nobody's sweating.
Yep.
Well, I mean, I'm sure there are some, but
Right.
holy cow, I'm not for once, which is
There you go.
pleasant surprise. So Toby, what do we have going on now?
Right now, we're actually the market gilt part of the show right now is basically, it's a gilt that's ready to go to market, is what you're wanting. Maybe not going to work, and maybe you got too many females in your program and, breeding side, and you got to get rid of some, so you just send them to market, and that's the easiest way to put it in layman's terms. You just might have too many gilts that you don't need for breeding, and you don't have the space for them or whatever.
And so what's a gilt? For those of you that are watching with us for the first time, I'm a city boy.
Right.
The closest I've been to a farm and corn is the highway.
Right.
So Toby tries to explain this to me in layman's terms. So if there's something that may sound like I don't know what I'm talking about, I'm going to tell you right now, I don't.
You don't. It's all good.
I'm learning with everybody else.
But the gilt itself is a pig, a female pig.
Okay. Okay, it's a female pig. I knew it was a pig.
Yeah, and that hasn't given birth. And
okay. All right.
And so, like I said, she might not have the space for her. You might not, want her as a breeding. Maybe she's better as a market animal, instead of a breeding animal. So that's what they do with them is they'll show them and market them out, and then you'll eat them.
That's my kind of pig, right there.
So it is what it is that way.
Entering the ring
and
for Class 1 medium weight
so they
market
obviously
gilts
haven't had
with
any
Zachary
baby
Feldman
pigs yet,
for the Goshen
and
Gladiators.
that's why they have a market gilt division and a breeding gilt division.
That makes sense.
So the breeding gilt division is ones that you breed to and have the
right. So you're
baby
really
pigs
looking for genetics there to pass along. Here you're looking for like
market value.
Market value. Okay, that makes sense.
Yep.
All right.
So that's the difference between the two. Later on, we'll have a market barrel show as well, and that'll be the male side of the species.
Okay, folks, we have to take a quick. There's a crazy pig that I've never seen before here. We're gonna try and give you a shot of it. See if I can catch him. I don't know. Nope. Sorry. Sorry, folks. Oh, yep. See, there's a 6'4" pink pig floating around the fair.
Yep. Yeah.
I wonder now, like, what kind of class is that going to be in, Toby?
That'll be interesting. What that's going to be about. Yeah. The State Fair biggest pig contest.
That's awesome.
That's great. Shoot, good entertainment there.
Now, I know genetics play a lot into this. That 6-foot-ish pig has the face of a young lady.
Yes, it does.
I don't know that that's what you want genetically.
No, you definitely don't want that.
I don't know,
man,
folks.
now she's going off into the sheep barn, and sheep and goat barn. But assuming she'll make an appearance in the ring at some point. And it's something for the kids, I'm assuming, obviously.
I would hope.
Yeah, obviously. So that's something I haven't seen at the fair before. Never seen that.
Actually,
like that.
What's really funny is that looks exactly like the costume. A couple of years ago, Ashley Lovelace, and I did a little commercial bit for Hy-Vee where I don't even remember what it was for, but she wore a pig costume like that through High V.
Oh my goodness.
A handful of times.
That's right.
Like shopping, and I don't even remember what it's for, but I think it was like almost that exact same costume.
I wonder if it was like for like pork week or something like that, you know,
I'm sure
or,
it
you know,
was.
who knows. Hard telling, but
Or maybe it was like an eat more beef sort of thing. I don't know.
Who knows. But yeah, there we go. That's great. Big pig. Yeah, they do have those at State Fair too. The biggest pig and biggest bull and stuff like that. And if you've never been to the State Fair, that's one thing I highly recommend checking out. They have the world's biggest bull, you know, the biggest bull in the state. They'll have the biggest pig in the state, and the biggest pig clears, you know, 1,000 pounds.
Start
So
the young man's guild. I think there's just more there to her. You study her out of the backside of her shoulder. She's bolder in terms of her center body. She has just a shot more in terms of the spread out of the backside of her shoulder. I think that gilt's a little neater in terms of her head carriage and where she places it on the top side of her shoulder. She's maybe just not quite as mobile when you study her range of motion from the side. I still think that gilt's an awfully nice place to start. Unique one lies here in second. Extra ripped up in terms of that one's back, in terms of shape and spread. I think you study that one go from behind. That one wants to get just a touch wide on you. You study that one out of the back side of her shoulder. I think that one just a little flatter in terms of its forerib. Like to clean that one up on the top side of her neck. Still a nice kind of a gilt to go second. One that comes out in third here, neat one to look at from the side. When you study that one's head carriage, neat in terms of her build and design. You study her at the ground, though her foot size and bone just doesn't match what she has up high. She's a little flatter in terms of her center body. You still like the shape and spread she has to offer up high. One that rounds out the class here. One we just need to make more comfortable off of either end of that one's skeleton. Still love the product and shape and spread that one has to offer.
he really does a good job with his reasonings. I really like his reasonings. Definitely knows what he's talking about. And he kind of, for lack of a better word, dumbs it down too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's,
You know,
one thing I actually got to talk to the judge yesterday a little bit. And I told him, as a guy who has no background in this, I could basically understand what you were saying.
Yeah.
I mean, there were times I got lost,
Right.
You go, okay, what's the gilt? Well, and you got to get out the little chart and,
Right.
Okay, all right.
Yep.
Well, but he wasn't saying gilt yesterday. But
Right. I know what you were talking about, I mean, with the goats and stuff, and that's what that's what they do go to school for, you know what I mean? Because they learn to, they know all the technical terms and all that stuff, but yet not everybody in the audience is going to know that.
Right.
So, that's what they go to school for. I've seen judges that are not very good at it, for a lack of a better word, but it's, with this new generation, it's kind of a thing that you make sure you go to school. You make sure you know how to do it the right way, and it makes it a lot easier on some of the people that maybe do not know exactly what they're talking about. So.
And our judge today is Tyson Rothamel from
Yep.
Winterset.
Mm-hmm.
He's been with us all morning.
Yep.
Superintendents are Adam R., Megan Maroff, Jason Feldman, Nick Maroff, Abby Ortiz, Nick Feldman, and Tyler Feldman.
The Feldman family and the Moroff family are probably the two most history-rich names in the pig side of it. They've been around forever. There's so many generations of them, and
Go ahead and start
it's
this
crazy.
class with the Young Man's Guild. One that's stout, powerful, still has the spread and shape to compete. Extra good kind of a guilt there to start off. Young Ladies Guild just gets stuck behind an awfully good one here in class. I think even though she's second, that one's still fresher in terms of his shape compared to the one below her. I think one that's still loose and comfortable enough out here. Extra good kind of a guild, even though she lands in the two-hole. Gilt coming out here in 3, the Calico Gilt. I think that's the one that just gets too quick about her step off her rear third. She is a little tight in her hock, straight in her hock. And I think that one just gets a little staler when you study out of the backside of that one's shoulder. Doesn't have just quite as that kind of crispy shape as the two ahead of her. Still a nice kind of a gilt to land there in the 3-hole.
We just started this. Oh, we're in third class. Okay. Okay.
I have a special guest with us that I have known Geez, I don't even know how long I've known you, Mr. Johansson. I still have to call you Mr. Johansson. I don't know how I have, this is going to be tough. I have the new Community Bank and Trust
President, CEO.
President and CEO, Wayne Johansson, with us. Thanks for stopping by.
Chris, thank you.
And, you know, I'll tell you this. Wayne and his whole crew were just out here giving away ice cream. So banking must be good, right?
It's good, but we appreciate the community, so
Exactly.
we want to share.
Yeah,
so
no, this is, we got, what, 6, 7 of you guys out here?
there is. We have more
Pasha.
coming. We actually run out of ice cream. So we're bringing some more as we speak.
That's awesome. So Wayne has been in the community for forever. Couple daughters,
Very nice
family here in town,
representatives from each
and
class,
you
in
just
the
made the
middleweight
move
drive here.
over
I
the
think,
community. How do you like
there's
the new
one that
place?
kinda
I
sticks
tell you, it's
out
very
like a sore
enjoyable.
thumb,
I tell you,
just in
we
the
care
amount
about
of
the
stoutness
community.
she
We have a
has to
great
offer
staff
and
who
foot
all
and
know the
bone
community.
and still
We're here at the
being
fair
bold in
in
her center
Muscatine
body,
County
have
Fair,
that kind of
and we
spread,
appreciate
keep
everything
up
everybody
high,
does.
still a neat
And
look up
today, with
front.
the weather we have, I hope we set record crowds for the fair.
Oh my God, we were talking about this earlier. Like, this is the nicest fair week. Knock on wood, something, because it's not 100% humidity. It's not 95 degrees, and we're not just drenched in sweat.
No, it's perfect. Absolutely perfect.
So, Wayne, what's your favorite part of the fair?
The favorite part of the fair is, honestly, the demolition derby and the trailer races. I always come to both of those and just see destruction, to be
It
honest
is-
with you.
I had never been to a trailer race until last year, and Kelsey's like, you gotta come. I'm like, okay, demo derby, I get, okay, cool, fine. She's like, it's like a demo derby, but bigger. I'm like, but bigger? And oh my goodness, I was just blown away. I'm like, we are broadcasting these next year.
Yep.
I'm putting cameras down there, and we are going to capture all this destruction.
I remember the first one I saw carrying up campers and boats.
Yeah.
I had no idea.
No, it's just ridiculous. I don't know how they clean it all up to be able to do anything else on that track. But, man, it's a blast. And that, folks, Sunday at 11 is the demo derby, and 3 o'clock is the trailer races.
Yes.
So,
yes.
get your fair pass. You can come out for the day. $6 for an adult, $4 for kids. And it's just an absolute riot. So what else has been going on in your world, Wayne?
Well, I'll tell you what, it's been busy, Obviously, the fair season started, so we're at all the fairs. Our team is out. Community wants us to come out and support everyone and thank everyone for the business that we do with them. Chris, I can't thank you and your team enough for being here today and supporting the cause. You've been here since what, 7, 8 o'clock this morning?
Oh, yeah, give or take.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I don't even keep track of time during fair season. When you wake up, you head out, and when you go to bed, you hope you're at home.
And everything we all do, I've been chasing grandkids with baseball and softball and everything this summer, which is kind of coming to an end now as we get into divisionals and state and tryouts for next year.
Yeah, I know, man. And that's it's funny you bring that up. Wayne and I were just talking. We actually go all the way back. We played softball together back. We're not going to guess how many years ago, but he played shortstop. I played third. Many of you may know Jeff Jarrett was our first baseman, and we were just talking about how good he made us both look.
Oh, yeah. We weren't that good, but Jeff saved us so many times.
All you got to do, as long as you didn't throw it over his head, he was going to catch it. Just throw it hard, throw it at the ground, you were going to be fine. But, and that's the thing I love about coming out to the fair is you get to have conversations like this because we see each other, but not a lot, but it's just nice to run into people, have some free time to be able to catch up for a few minutes here and there, find out what's going on. Because, obviously I know your kids because they're just a little bit younger than me. And, just catch up. And it's what the fair's about.
Yep. Share your life. Share the fair.
It's the thing that also never ceases to amaze me is how everybody here is just generally happy, right? Nobody's cranky about any. Well, I mean, maybe a little. But, everybody's happy. Everybody's in a good mood. They're happy to see each other. Your hands are waving. Smiles are everywhere. And if you just need a little pick-me-up, get out of the house. Come on out.
Absolutely. Again, Chris, I got to go, but thank you very much for your time. I want to thank the Fair Board, all that they do, and every volunteer. It takes volunteer to put this program on, and I can't thank everybody enough for what they do here.
Yep,
Chris,
awesome.
thank you so
Great
much.
to see you again,
You
and
bet.
congratulations.
Thank you so much.
Appreciate it.
Bye-bye.
Yep.
Puts a lot of nice things together. She'll go ahead and win this class. Young man feels the farthest away from you. We'll go ahead and be
Good to get a little
one that
bit
you like to
in there
hike
from the
shoulder
bank for supplying the ice cream for everybody. And
Absolutely.
change.
Well,
you'd like to
shoot,
see
Wayne's
just a
Wayne's
shot
been in the
bolder
banking
terms of
industry
her
in this
center body,
community for.
little bigger in terms of her foot,
He,
to go
he
ahead and
said
work
a
herself
couple months
up.
shy of 40
Young
years
ladies,
he'd
heel
been
that
at
goes ahead and around
Holy
the
former
moly.
First
I think
National.
that's a big
Holy
foot
moly.
long.
Yeah,
Heavy enough
great
in
guy,
terms
great
of her
family.
bone and structure. That one's
And that's,
also
you know, and that's
the
banking
shortest at the
world,
point of her
you know,
shoulder.
you get a lot of that.
One's big
You know what I
in
mean?
terms of the side
And,
lower
and
end of the shoulder. That one's
you know,
probably
it
has
takes
just
a special
shot more
person to be
terms
in
of
that
wrist
position.
shape
You know, you
and
got to be able to
shape and
relate.
spread
You got to
up
be able
high.
to
I
understand
think that one's
situations.
also the stay a little
And
bit back. She's gonna go ahead
you're there to help people, you know, and that's what banking's about, you know, relating to the community and you know, because without the community, you're not in business, you know,
It's very
and
true.
and so it is what it is there.
Okay, so what are we getting ready to head into now?
Actually, right now,
just
we
finishing
just
up.
got done picking your heavyweight market guild champion, which will lead into your overall heavyweight overall champion market guild and reserve champion market guild, and they will do a third place as well. That way, when they come out for the mix them with the barrows, once again, that's a barrow is a bull that has been or a boar that has been castrated and unable to, you know, reproduce that way.
Oh, gotcha. So it's
Yeah.
basically lived out its
Yeah,
breeding life.
it'll live out. It'll, you know, and it's made for market, not for the
Right. So
breeding side.
essentially, you're now going to be looking at market, male, and female.
Right.
Got it.
Yep.
Okay.
So, like I said, they'll mix them together at the end to have your final top five market animals.
Now, when you do those like cross class judging, you're still judging them against their own class, obviously.
Correct. Yes. You're still judging against market value. You want what?
Or like against their standard.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Exactly.
She's better in most areas when you study her.
And how old are the kids in these?
You know, they vary from. You know, you can start at the age of 9. And that was Grings, I believe, that won
Drop that reserve middleweight out here. I think
middleweight.
She's very good in her own right, very good in class, and I think that pairs awfully good together. I'm not going to split them up. That man out of the middleweight, so he'll be a reserve.
And
Get down here between the heavy and the light. and I think
Fitzer
that
again
there's bits
with
and
another
pieces you like, and there's bits
champion,
and pieces you
reserve
like to change.
overall
I think the
there
one
for your
that
market
puts
guild.
the most together and the most
So,
good together for me
explain
is the
to
lightweight,
those
so
that
we
may
get
not know,
third
how does the
overall.
reserve function work?
It's basically like first, second, third, fourth, fifth. They do top fives. First place is your champion overall, so it would be like winning a state title or a conference title maybe, since we're at a county level. Maybe getting first place at conference and track, or first place as a football team or basketball team or whatever. Your reserve would be your second place, and of course third is third.
Yeah, so that's like if the champion pig like gets in a fight, gets arrested, those sorts of things, can't fulfill their duties.
Right.
The reserve steps in.
Right. Kind of like okay, let's dumb it down even a little bit more. Let's do like a fair queen. Say the fair queen breaks her leg, you know, and you get your first runner up. So that's how you do that. So
Actually donated by West Liberty State Bank, so special thanks to them.
Toby about what's going on.
Our reserve champion market guild was Maxon Fitzer, and his banner was donated by West Liberty Locker and Processing.
go.
Congratulations to Addie Harold for third
No,
place
I'm
market
good.
guild.
Yeah. Oh my, I got a special guest.
Hello,
Okay, tell everybody who you are.
I'm Kensley Paul
Kinsley Paul from.
from Muscatine.
Thank you. And what kind of projects do you have at the fair, if any?
I have 2 steers that I'm going to show on Friday, and then I have a yearling ewe and a market lamb to show on Saturday.
Saturday. So
Yes.
you're on my side of the building, on the beef barn, and
Yes.
I did have sheep one year. Never doing it again. Never said I would never do that again. But I grew up showing the calves and 4-H and FFA side. Did fairly well. Maybe not as well as my cousin Addison, but you know, it was a lot different back when I did it than it is
Yeah.
now. So,
Yeah.
what's some of the things you enjoy about coming to the fair?
Well, I love the environment. It's very fun to be around, and I like the food, of course, the lemonade. I mean, this all besides showing my livestock, of course.
Yes.
That's the best part, but
And what made you get into the livestock side of it? Or is it something that's been in your family forever, or is it something that Ashley helped you with, or maybe Sam or whoever down there at the Ag Center?
Yeah, a little of everything. So I've grown up on a farm, and so I was kind of already into it before I knew I was into it, kind of thing.
Yep.
But yeah, Ashley has helped me a lot along the way, getting me into more things and getting me out of my comfort zone. And then obviously my dad Sam
Yep.
has encouraged me a lot too.
Yeah. So that's one thing that's nice. It's all about trying to get kids involved and
Yeah.
everything, and it helps build character for down the road. Um, it's glad to see that you are involved in everything. You're still here at the pig show, even though you don't have any pigs.
Yeah.
And you develop friendships and in that route, and a lot of people that do show them, so you do support them as well. So
Yeah, definitely.
and right now, I believe they are starting on their first class of lightweight market barrows.
Yeah.
With entries from Jared Strandberg from Wilton, Avery Sawyer from Wilton. Is it Cale Lewis or
Yes,
Cale?
Cale.
Cale Lewis, and from Muscatine FFA, and Colton Davis from Wilton FFA. Wilton FFA, this is kind of their baby, the pig show.
Yeah.
They do have a lot of pigs, a lot of interest in pigs, and that started with the Moroff clan and developed on from there. West Liberty's always had the Feldmans and the Rifes back in my day, and they have expanded, in the Gring, and now it's the Grings over in Wilton.
Yeah.
And Muscatine's kind of come on board too, which is great. But that's kind of the pig thing. It's a Wilton thing.
Yeah.
It really is.
It really is. I mean, if you look around the pig barn, you see the Wilton FFA section.
It's huge.
It's huge. Yeah.
It's big. And you get in some of the other areas like the beef barn. It's a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
Back in my day, it was West Liberty. That was the thing for West Liberty, was we had a pretty big showing out there.
Yeah.
Now it's kind of spread out, and I like that part of it. Right now, I mean, the biggest contributor right now would be the Muscatine FFA.
Yeah.
I have no doubt, numbers wise. I mean, Addie's had a lot of success over there.
Right. Yes.
But and then on the sheep side, I really don't know. I mean, it's probably pretty even over there
Yeah,
too.
I'd say it's pretty even
Yeah.
between the sheep.
Yeah.
Start with the young ladies barrow here. I think.
I don't think
one
everyone
that's
from
neat to look
Muscatine
at
has
from the
brought their
side,
lambs
big
yet.
in terms
There's
of
still
his
some
back,
open
especially
pins,
for
but
his size. Good in terms of his shape. I think you like to change him, maybe stouten him up at the ground, and in terms of his bone work, still a nice kind of a barrow to go ahead there and start. Young man's one here that goes second. I think one that's probably that option that's a little stouter in his foot, a little stouter in his bone. He's already starting to carry a little flank on him and a little lymph node for how big he is. I think that one probably just isn't as genuine in terms of his shape and his body, but I think definitely one that's a nice kind of a market hog with that kind of product and spread up high. Black one that comes out next. One that you love his shape and spread and body and the roll to his center body that he has. Like to just make him more comfortable off either end of his skeleton, lengthen him out and leveling him in his hip just ever so slightly to make him flex and drive a little better across his surface. Young man's barrow here that ends up in fourth. I think one that paints a nice picture from the side in terms of design when you study the upper portion of his body. It's just when you set him into motion, he's a little straight in terms of his hock. You step in behind him, he's a flatter one in class that just doesn't have as much spread and shape up high.
Yeah, one thing I did notice, we did say this before, Chris and I were talking about this before, is this is his second year judging at the county fair. Normally we do 2-year contracts. You get a 2-year contract, and one thing that has impressed me about him is he really, for a lack of a better word, dumbs it down for the ones that maybe don't know exactly, what he's looking for, and he does a really good job with his reasons on why he places the individual pigs how he does, and I can appreciate that. It's an art. It really is, because I've been to plenty of shows over the years where you walk in and the judge just kind of says, well, I like this one the best because I do, and this guy, I mean, he does a really good job of breaking it down and explaining why, and it's like I said, it's an art. I mean, they go to school, they spend a lot of time doing it, and it's one thing they teach them to do is and there's a good, I mean, you can make a living doing it too, I mean, just going around to different shows across the country. I know Ashley does a lot of that.
Yeah.
Different. I know my cousin Addison will be that way someday too, where she'll want to be a judge and go around and do that. I think it's a lost art, so to speak, too. Not too many people want to do it, and we need more of them. So I can definitely
Entering the
appreciate
ring,
this,
we have our Class 2
our judge
lightweight
today.
market
Yeah, I
barrels.
definitely agree with that. I think it's better to have someone
These
like
barrels are
that
shown
for,
by Alyssa
you know, the
Lenz of
crowd
the
too. I
Dothan
mean, not many of
Gladiators.
these people know exactly what
Right.
to look for, so
Right.
it's very
Of the-
helpful
of
to
the
them.
Wilton FFA.
So are you
Calista
here
Barrels
for the
as
whole
the
fair
second
then,
seed
or?
in this class.
Yeah, pretty much.
And Addison Dockwell
Some
of
nights
Wilton FFA.
are later than others. Obviously, I'm doing the donkey races tonight, so it'll be a
Yep.
late night tonight
Yep.
at the fair. But it just depends. I'm pretty much here every day just to take care of the animals. I got to offer the calves water. If I keep the water pens in there, they just knock them over constantly.
Right.
So,
Yep. And you get up in the morning, you rinse them off.
yeah.
Blah blah
Yeah.
blah. And I say blah 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 because I've done it. I did it for most of my life.
Right.
And some of the people out there that don't know, every morning you got to come in, feed them, water them, rinse them off, blow them dry, whatever. And the more higher you go, the more into it you get. There's more work you do. You know what I mean? And some people might not see the behind the scenes stuff that you have to do to get your animal to this stage.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, practice leading, practice breaking them, and by leading, it's just basically walking them around, and it takes a lot of time and effort. And it's kind of like we related earlier to, it's like on the sports side of it, it's like the practice that you do to get better at practice. You practice this to get better at showing. You practice it to get better, to get, your animal, and so that it works with you and not against you,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. So it's just kind of, it's different than sports, but it's the same, and or band or, chorus. If you're singing, you practice, and it's all the same. And to me, it helps develop your character. It helps develop you more for life than anything else out there. I mean, yeah, athletics have their certain areas, band has its certain areas, but this is such a big spectrum that it actually hits everything that you need in life,
Yeah.
and I can appreciate that. So,
Yeah, definitely.
do you do anything besides 4-H and FFA then, or?
Yeah. I play sports, so I play volleyball, pretty much everything. I do track, softball, basketball, and volleyball.
So do you do city league softball because Muscatine's a little bit different, or do you play on the high school team?
I play on the high school team.
Yeah. So when do you guys leave for that?
For state?
Yeah.
Oh, well, I was on JV, but
Well, I didn't know if
yeah.
if he was taking the whole team, or sometimes with Muscatine being a little bit bigger. I'm coming from a smaller town, West Liberty. When we went to state, Haley's junior year, we took the whole team.
yeah.
So I don't know how that works for. I mean, that's a 5A versus a
Yeah.
3A. There's a difference. That's why they have different classifications. So I didn't know
Yeah.
if they took the whole team or if you were going to go and watch, or.
So, yeah, we have 17 on varsity and then 19 on JV, so we have
Yeah.
quite some numbers, so
That doesn't
yeah,
work.
it doesn't
You're not
work
gonna
really
get
single
to do
team,
that.
yeah.
And I mean, we might have had maybe 13 total. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And between the two, but
Yeah, that West Liberty new field is really coming along.
yes, it has.
It looks
Muscatine,
really nice. Yeah.
and Muscatine got ours. Theirs too. And
Yeah, we just got our new turf, and it's really nice, too.
I'm kind of anti-turf. That's just my opinion. It's when West Liberty, when we talked about it, and I understand the reasoning behind it. I do. It looks pretty. Less maintenance supposedly, but you still have to replace mound,
Yeah.
stuff, and there are certain. Mount Vernon went to it as well. PV's going to it. Pleasant Valley's there, and the Quad Cities are going to it. My biggest thing is I know not everybody is geared like towards how Haley was, where it was her life, and her ultimate dream, and a lot of those girls' ultimate dreams is College World Series.
Yeah.
And I specifically said the College World Series will never, ever, 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 ever go turf. It will
Yeah.
never go there. So and I was like, why do we have to go there? And I said, if you want to put the outfield as turf, I get it, but leave the infield alone. And I lost that argument, and it did, and playing on turf is different. I mean,
Oh yeah, it's way different.
you have to learn how to slide different. You have to learn how the ball bounces different. I mean, it's an advantage when you are playing on it.
Yeah, to the home team.
But when you're away from it, it's a disadvantage, because not every school can afford that, and not every school will go to it.
Yeah.
And North Scott got the brand new facility, and that's still dirt, right?
I think so, yes.
Yeah, I think so. And I understand it. I mean, a lot of colleges, when the Big Ten tournament was in Iowa City this year, Penn State came to West Liberty and practiced. Because they don't have turf at Penn State.
Yeah.
So I thought that was kind of a unique thing to have.
Yeah, that's interesting. I didn't know
So,
that.
yeah, Penn State came down and practiced before the Big Ten tournament in West Liberty, and that was interesting.
Yeah. Yeah, something else about the turf, like everything comes so much faster.
Yep.
I mean, like with the dirt, it can like hit and then just like die. But this, it just keeps bouncing.
It's a disadvantage to players like my daughter Avery if she would have played laying that bunt down. Or hitting a soft slap and having it go slow. And it kind of takes away from their ability of what they do. But slappers are a dying breed anyway.
Yeah.
So, it's all about hitting a home run right now. And I hate that part of the game. I hate it. It's I want to see singles and doubles and stuff like that. You can demoralize a pitcher a lot faster by having 10 singles in a row than you can giving up a home run here or there. But that's a different game and different everything, but it is what it is. So do you do like band or chorus or anything like that as well?
No.
No?
I played flute for a little bit. It wasn't really my thing.
It wasn't really your thing? Okay. Like I said, and you have 2 steers, you said?
Yeah.
2 steers and a couple sheep. So you'll be busy tomorrow and Saturday all day, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, it was nice talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
Hopefully we'll get a couple more FFA people over, and we'll talk to them as well.
Yeah.
And we'll get Chris back on the mic, and
right.
we'll go from there. Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
So here we are on I think this is the final class of lightweight markets.
Start with the young man's painted up, one here in the center. I think one, you study him from the side. You like his build. You like his design. He's heavy-footed and heavy-structured. You step in behind him. He has the power and shape and freshness to back that up. Real nice place to start. Young man's Calico Barrow here. I think another one that has plenty of power when you study him up high. He's bold and round in terms of his rib cage. Big in terms of his pin set. Like to lengthen him out from his hip just ever so slightly. Make him a little neater ahead of his blade, but still an extra good barrow. Just gets stuck behind an awfully good one. Pair of blue pigs coming out next in 3 and 4. Look like littermates compared to their ear notches. I think they're very, very similar in their type and kind. I think the one here in third has just a shot more in terms of shape up high, maybe a little neater look ahead of his blade. One here in fourth, I think one that just needs a shot more in terms of his ham and lower stifle to work himself up any higher. Young ladies barrow that rounds out the end of the class. One that you get in behind. He's just too flat in terms of his rib cage, too plain in terms of his shape. Just like to see more there in terms of the power and spread he has up high to work up any higher.
I really like this judge. He's doing a great job out there evaluating and not spending way too much time on, classes and evaluating quickly, and his reasons are really good. Like I said, he does a good job of making it
I'd like to
pretty
take a
simple for
moment
everybody to understand.
Have a round of applause to acknowledge all of the 4-H and FFA members that are participating today, and a special thanks to all of their parents for coming out and helping them today.
So Tyson Rothenthal from Winterset, Iowa. Our judge today. And I believe we're getting ready for the last class of lightweight market barrows.
Entering the ring is your Class 4 lightweight market barrows.
Yep.
Shown by Addison Harold.
Addison
of the
Harold,
Wilton FFA.
Wilton
Ray
FFA.
Ledger of Wilton FFA. Natalie Wagaman of the Wilton Hustlers. Oliver Grings of the Wilton Hustlers. And Kian Maxwell of the Wilton Hustlers.
Maxwell family, another family that has had pigs for a very long time. Of course, over there in Wilton. This ought to be a pretty tough class with Harold and Wagaman and Maxwell and Grings and Ledger. Pretty stout class of lightweight market barrels from 223 to 225 weight-wise. And like I said, you're getting into some bigger classes here with 4s and 5s. Imagine 20 in a ring at one time at State Fair, and trying to separate them all. You know, it's an art. So he's already down to his final two. And that'll be exhibitors Oliver Grings and Maxwell, Kian Maxwell. Boy, he's taking his time on these two. He's going to have a hard time separating. Both very similar pigs, market barrels. And they both pigs are very solid. Maxwell does take second, and Grings takes first for your heavyweight or your last class of lightweight market barrels.
I think it gets real close between this pair. The one I land on, those, the young man's in front of me. That one's just more complete. He's bolder in terms of his center body. He has more in terms of spread. I think shape here is good. I don't know if he's as good as the one in second, but I think it's good enough for in here. I'd like to see him a little looser out of his rear too, but I think a barrel that's cracked open off of either end of his skeleton, comfortable enough, good enough in terms of his shape and spread. Now the ones with some wilder pieces lands here in second. Don't think that one's just quite as good behind his shoulder. He gets tighter in terms of his heart. Maybe just needs to drop his flank a little more. I think that one gets a little uncoordinated about his rear leg. But if you want to talk about one with some added extension, ripped up in terms of his back and have a big foot and big rear leg, that's him. Young man's barrel that lies here in third, I think just a nice kind of practical barrel. Good in his shape, good in his body, one that's comfortable and flexible, just doesn't have the extras like the ones ahead of him. One that we have coming out here in third, I think another one that's kind of the same way, like his spread, like his shape. He's probably a little flatter in terms of the center portion of his body. Like to see him a little more coordinated off either end of his skeleton, but still kind of a nice hog to sit there in fourth. The ones that round out the class here, the blue barrel, I think one we just like to see with more everywhere. He needs more in terms of spread, more in terms of shape, and more in the center portion of his body. One that if we could make a little more comfortable off either end of his skeleton, we could definitely work him up.
So first place in that class went to Oliver Gring. Second place, Kean Maxwell. Third place, I believe, was Clay Ledger. Third place was Addison Harold. Fourth place was Ledger, and fifth Wagerman. Now we're getting ready to pick your champion lightweight market barrel. Have entries from Allison Lenz. First class winner was $357. I don't have a 357. Oh wait, there 3681. Got a Fitzer out there. And he didn't take long. And he's heading over.
Out here in your light division, I think it comes down between two pretty quick. I think there's one that is simply just harder to make, and having that kind of flexibility, power, and shape and spread, still staying fresh, I think that's plenty hard to do. That's an awfully good barrel for a lightweight young man right here. You'll have a champion.
Fitzer again with your champion lightweight market barrel. Looks like Maxwell will be following him in.
Drop our Calico back in here and into the mix of things. I think definitely good in his own right. I think one that has power, has shape, just got stuck behind an awfully good one. There's probably another one out here that suits me second best, though. I think one that just does it plenty good enough in every area and puts the most positives together of what's left out here. That's going to be the young man from Class 4.
So your reserve champion lightweight will go to Oliver Grings out of Class 4. That'll get us into the medium weight market barrels with weights of 232 pounds to 233 pounds.
Congratulations to Max and Fitzer, your champion lightweight market barrel. And congratulations to Oliver Grings, your reserve champion lightweight market barrel.
And our first class of medium weight market barrels will be Addison Dahlfeld, Bailey Danner, Zachary Fellman, and Bryson Maurer. Give a shout out to thank all the wonderful ringmen that are in there doing a great job making sure pigs are coming in and out like they're supposed to, and getting them into the pens the right way. They do a really good job. Feldman family, the Moroff family, Megan and the two Feldman boys in there do a really good job of working pigs in and out like they're supposed to be doing, making it a lot easier on the judge, and kind of going from there. But making it a lot easier on our judge today, for sure. And appreciate them volunteering their time to be involved in this as well. Once again, we'll be getting into our first class of medium weight market
Entering
barrels.
the ring, we have class 1 of your medium weight market
232 pounds
barrels.
to 233 pounds.
We have Addison Dahlfeld of Wilton FFA, Bailey Danner of Sweetland 4-H, Zachary Feldman with the Goshen Gladiators, and Bryson Maurer with the Wilton Hustlers.
Definitely Good set of pigs out. Good set of market barrels out here to start off the middleweight division. Down to his final 2 already. First place will go to entry number, I think that's Danner, medium weight. Bailey Danner, I believe.
Start off with the young ladies barrel. You talk about one that's comfortable and flexible for still having that much shape and spread and sheer mass up high. It's very hard to do. Extra nice barrel to go ahead and start this class.
Bailey Danner,
Young
first
man's
place.
Calico on the far side
And
there.
then
Just a good kind of a pig. I think one that you don't find a
Bryson
glaring hole in,
Maurer
but
as
probably
second
isn't
place.
just quite as neat in terms of his look up front. When you study our class winner over here, that one's just a shot flatter in the center portion of his body. Needs to be a little longer in his hip, make him a little more comfortable off his rear leg. Next one coming out, the young man's. I think that
Third
one's
place
just a
will
shot
go
flatter in terms
to
of that one's body. You need to lay that one back
Zachary
off either end of its
Feldman.
skeleton, make it a little more comfortable as it goes off out the ring. Next one coming out, the young ladies. One that we just need to make that one bolder in the center portion of that one's body.
And then, of course, rounding out the top
Make it more
4
comfortable
will
off
be
either end of his
Addison
skeleton.
Dahlfeld.
That one flex and drives with just a shot more ease. He could work up a little better in class.
Getting ready for Class 2 medium market barrels now. It'll be Kaylin Feldman, Natalie Wagaman, Addison Harold, and Ruby Wurzbacher. And 4 entries in this class as well. Of course, across the bottom of the screen here, you'll see all the different events that are going
Now
on
entering
during the fair.
is our class 2 from
Guys
medium
should
weight
definitely
market
get out to the
barrels.
fair. It's perfect
These
weather
barrels
for
are shown by Kaylin
the fair.
Holloway of the
Can't get
Bushy
much better than what it
Gladiators,
is right now.
Natalie Wagman of the Wilton Hustlers,
But
Addison Harold of Wilton FFA, and Ruby Wurzbacher from Bush and Gladiators.
yeah, once again, here we are talking about the second class of medium weight market barrels. 4 entries in this class as well. And then there'll be one more class of medium market barrels. This class is 237 to 240 pounds for the medium market barrel. And we'll have one more class of medium market barrels. There. Where'd he go? Okay. Okay. I just popped up on the screen that we couldn't record anymore, and I was like, Chris.
Yeah, we just we filled one section of the hard drive.
So, yeah. I have to move over to another section, evidently.
Yeah, well,
Nothing big, just
yeah.
wanted to
Doesn't
bring-
affect anybody at home at all.
That's good. That was a concern, that's all. Like I said, we're here in the second class of medium weight market barrels, ranging from 237 pounds to 240
Start
pounds.
with the young ladies barrel on the far side of me. I think one that's extra good in the power and shape he has to offer. Another one that for having that much is still comfortable and flexible.
Addison
He
Harold.
does that on a big foot and a big rear leg. I think that one's build and design's awfully nice from the side. Good kind of barrel to go ahead there and start. Next one that's just sheer product and shape, and you love
Addison
that about
Harold
him,
takes
still being
second place.
comfortable
It'd be
enough off either
Ruby
end.
in
That's
first
the one
place.
that lays in second. Nice kind of a market hog, fundamental type pig there to go in second. One coming out in third just surely doesn't have enough for me today. Need to see that one with a shot more shape in his ham and stifle. See that one with more spread and shape up high to work its way up any higher. The blue one that rounds out our class here, that's the one we need to make more comfortable off of either end. and give that one a shot of extra power up high to work her up any higher.
Another nice class of medium market weight barrows, leading us into the third class and third and final class of the medium weight market barrows, ranging from 244 pounds to 248 pounds. Be entries from Kinley Ledger, Kinley Ledger of the Wilton Hustlers, Logan Davis of the Wilton FFA, Adam Sawyer of the Wilton Hustlers, and Maxon Fitzer, independent 4-H member. It's kind of unique back when I was in FFA and 4-H. You kind of belong to a specific group, and they now have an independent group. And if you it's one of those deals where you don't fall in the lines, you fall in between the lines of the groups and where you live. So you have to kind of have an independent one, so to speak.
Kind of like a Ronin.
Yep.
Like a Lost Samurai.
There you go. There you go. There you go. I
running
like that.
around,
running around,
raising pigs.
Yep.
And
Yep. And Fitzer's obviously done well today. You know, he had champion lightweight market barrel, and he swept the market gilt side, or the breeding gilt side. So he's having a really good day so far today. So, and like I said, sweeping the goat show yesterday, the Fitzer family is doing really well so far at the county fair. Yeah, and this is a third and final class of medium weight market barrels, and he's been zipping through them pretty good. So we will get into the heavyweights, where there'll be 3 classes of those, and we'll pick our top 5 champion market barrel, and then we'll pick our top 5 and be done for the day on this part of the show. So I figured he'd be done right around 2:30, so that's pretty
which
close.
is enough time to give us a little break before Bacon Buddies.
Banking Buddies. And then Donkey Show.
And then, and then actually I'm going to go up
The Muscatine
and
County
interview
4-H
some of the
endowment
Muscatine
is raffling
4-H
two
kids
Iowa
who've done a
State Fair
project.
exhibitors
They got a grant,
include state fair
and
tickets,
so that'll be
tickets
kind of
to
cool.
special
We'll
Yeah.
record that and
food
get it
voucher
out for
vouchers,
everybody
and
later
many other things.
during the fair. And then swing over
The
for
Muscatine County 4-H endowment
the
provides
donkey
Donkey
races.
races.
experience for
I'm betting my dad
Muscatine
doesn't get on a
4-H
donkey
members
this year. He did
by
last
way of
year.
educational trips,
A
conferences,
70-plus-year-old
camp experiences,
guy getting on a
learning
donkey. I don't know if he wants to try that 2 years in a row.
They also
Well, you
provide
know.
other forms of member and volunteer recognition. Excuse me. Raffle tickets can be purchased through the fair and 4-H Events Center at the event livestock office in the large show ring. Drawing will be during the ribbon auction on Saturday, July 20th.
Got a good shot here of,
On July 20th.
This one will be
starts
good
at
until
1:30
Bailey Danner
p.m.
goes out there.
yeah. Because Bailey, we're looking at Bailey right here on the screen.
Hey, Bailey. Do you call that one Wyatt? Do you call that one Wyatt?
No. Bailey and Chris are having a nice exchange here.
Tell him that you named your pig White. That would be hilarious.
Ben.
Entering the ring at this moment is Maxon Fitzer, Adam Sauer, Logan Davis, and Kinley Ledger.
Looks like 4 pretty evenly matched individuals out there.